Like, come on. Either way, the assistant takes Ashira to her new room. They have a short chat, and then Ashira asks,
Where is he?
"What are you talking about, Ashira? You just saw him. He's in the other room that you just came from? The room you just came from." So the next day, Nick and Aiden are talking at Nick's house about how Aiden needs to bang someone or he's gonna go crazy. He's got this whole thing going on about how he doesn't want his wolf to take control.
I can't let my wolf take control. Not now.
And Aiden's explanation is
Not now.
I can control it. I'm the alpha. I'm just in heat.
So that's crazy that he's saying that.
I'm just in heat.
Male wolves do not go into heat. That's a biologically female trait. Aiden basically just said that he's ovulating. Maybe he doesn't understand what the word means. He's just been hearing people say it his whole life, and now he's like, that's what I have when I pee funny. It seems like it's affecting him pretty seriously, though, because this whole scene, he's practically paralyzed in this position. It doesn't look like he can move. Later on, Ashira is dress shopping with Arya for her first night with Aiden, but she suddenly goes into full heat mode and falls into the arms of this dude, Zeke. So she's rushed home, and Aiden carries her upstairs, and she's pretty much losing it at this point. But Aiden is like, still not gonna claim you, and also, you can't leave anymore. You're gonna stay in this house, and you can't go anywhere.
What happened? Because you haven't claimed me. Why can't you just make it stop?
You know what? You're not allowed to leave this house.
I would rather be a rogue than trapped in here with you.
What's this dude's fucking deal? What's his drama? Well, we actually find out. Both of his parents died in a war. But I'll be honest, I'm assuming that the usage of the word war here is implying a bunch of plainclothes people pretending to be wolves scratching each other in a public park. I don't think this was like Vietnam. Although wolf Vietnam would have been crazy. Either way, Aiden's got trauma, he's got trust issues, and he's about as emotionally stable as you'd expect from a guy that pretends to be a wolf and calls himself Alpha, aka he's not. But they talk about his trauma, and now Aiden actually decides to claim Ashira by, like, biting her on the neck. Obviously, that's how it's done. That's what I learned in school. Until they're interrupted by an emergency.
Hi.
How did he know specifically what emergency was going on? Like a Bene Gesserit wolf? Is he Lisan Alpha Gaib? Apparently Zeke from the store and a bunch of rogue wolves had just attacked the Prime Pack. They killed like 6 people, but all of this happened off screen. Also, for future reference, they don't show a single fight on screen. They only show the aftermath. So the most substance of the action we get is a bunch of wolf dudes threatening each other and changing their eye color, which honestly is kind of fantastic. The only reason Zeke killed all of those people is seemingly because he wanted to talk to Ashira, because I think he wanted to mate with her. Only to find out that Aiden had just claimed her, and he has like probably the worst possible reaction to this information.
Oh wow. Congratulations.
Ew, what the heck? Ew, why would he say that?
Impressive, Alpha Aiden. You smell like cum.
Either way, there's a whole drama surrounding the rogue wolves in Zeke that will be expanded upon later. But before we continue on with this riveting tale of wolves and drama, this video is sponsored by SoFi. SoFi is the ultimate fucking manager. Seth returns home for the first time, and he's instated as basically Ashira's bodyguard. So later on, Ashira and Seth head over to this guy Titus's house. He's the head guard of the Prime Pack, and he's getting blamed for letting the 6 members die in the attack because he was, and I quote, too distracted to fight back.
His negligence. He was too distracted to fight back.
They don't explain what was he distracted by? Was he just on his phone? We also learned that Titus's wife died in the attack too, which is a problem for Ashira because she knows that he'll be attracted to her because she's a stealer. And she is absolutely right because Titus immediately tries to kiss her.
This is incredible.
Dude, give yourself some time to grief, man. That's like hitting on someone at a funeral. But a funeral for your wife. This is like the day after his wife died. And then Titus gets like mad and totally flips the script and starts blackmailing Ashira because now he knows she's a stealer. Tries to get her to kill Aiden so that he can get his job back. So Ashira tries to convince Aiden to forgive Titus, but Aiden is super stubborn. But also keeps asking if she's asking what she's asking, like over and over again.
I think you should give Titus another chance.
Another chance?
Yeah.
Think I should give him another chance?
Yeah, that's why she brought it up.
What, you think I should give him a second chance?
Yes. And then he just says no.
You're not wrong. Because I'm the alpha. I make the rules around here.
I'm the alpha, I'm the leader. And the next day he
Person with flowers in her hair.
for going all alpha on her, but also says that she should never question him again.
Shira, sorry. Don't question my decision.
Very very soon after, Aiden finds out that Ashira is a stealer and confronts her about it, and then Aiden and Nick beat up Seth for hiding this information from Aiden. While Ashira secretly watches, for someone who has alpha powers and the sense of a wolf, Aiden is incredibly unaware of Ashira's presence. Wouldn't he be able to at least smell her if he wasn't directly sitting in her line of sight? He was getting those old dog cataracts. So Aiden's really pissed about Ashira's lie of omission, but they end up banging anyways. They still bang.
How would it be?
Ooh, banned. Jail. Right to jail.
Right to jail. Right away.
Am I allowed to take the writers to criminal court for this? So another thing I start beginning to think about at this point in the movie is, like, what do these people do for work? Obviously, at one point, Ashira is at a clothing store, so there's some level of economy going on. But nobody's going into detail of what their work is.
Hey guys.
Even later on in the movie, Nick says this...
Free Palestine.
See, your alpha here has been delegating his work to me ever since he made me.
And Aiden also says...
You know, Nick was always good with the paperwork.
The paperwork? What are you talking about? What paperwork? Are they keeping records? For what purpose? Why are they doing that? Is there a larger governmental body that audits
It's so funny seeing people...
IRS? What a strange piece of lore to be. Anyways, at this point, for
Hi.
some reason, we've got Alpha Jacob from the Shadow Pack visiting the Prime Pack, and he's brought his Luna, who also happens to be Ashira's friend Lucy. Lucy immediately reveals to Ashira that this dude's been cheating on her all the time. And then she drops some kind of unnecessary and strange lore on what happens to female mates when the male wolf cheats on them.
Gigabit level internet from Mediacom Business helps me source rare parts from all over the world and even offer customized options. It's really extended my capabilities. Mediacom Business makes it easy for my small business.
I never seen my belly, and all of a sudden, these bruises started showing up on my chest and stomach. You really don't know this, but your mate begins having sex with others. These awful things will happen to your body.
Just seems like it sucks more than anything to be a female wolf in this world. You go catatonic when you're horny, men have to claim you in order to get anything done. And Ashira, even though she's the protagonist, doesn't really make a single choice for herself. Pretty much all of the events of this story kind of happen to her, with whether she likes it or not. It's kind of just like a bucket floating down a river. Lucy then enlists...
That's usually how these protagonists are on these kind of stories.
So they go do that. But then during that ordeal, she runs back into Zeke. And while she's missing, Aiden and Nick are running around Twilight style all over the forest. And it turns out that Zeke needs Aiden to give his mother some of his blood in order to save her life. That's the entire reason Zeke came to the Prime Pack in the first place, I think. Gotta say, doesn't totally explain why they had to kill 6 people to get that point across. I guess they just got carried away. Aiden agrees to this. And we cut to a scene with Zeke's mom, who is for some reason wearing like fucking 9-inch heels while she's essentially on her deathbed.
How are you feeling?
So Aiden cuts his hand open and she just kind of nuzzles up to his hand and instantly recovers.
Something so horrible, harrowing. There's something so harrowing about listening to like someone say alpha in a TV show. Like, it's not supposed to be said out loud. You're supposed to be written, supposed to be read in the dark, hiding. You know, it's not for polite society.
Elon's like, okay, still signing that treaty though, right? And Aiden's like, fine, but I'm pissed. Then Ashira and Aiden bang again, and then reflect on that bang in completely different clothing. And we actually see their wolves for the first time in like an hour, where they're just marveling at the beauty of their wolves in the pond.
God, your wolf is so beautiful. So colorful. That's really amazing.
You just a brown
That
wolf?
this is just a community of people acting out a long-term LARP scenario, I would believe it almost immediately. Then all of a sudden, Ashira gets kidnapped by Elon out of nowhere. He's got Ashira in a fucking dungeon like an asshole.
In my napkin, I can do anything. And you can't do anything but cry.
Was this script written by an 8-year-old? I'm a super duper freaking cool alpha wolf, and all you can do is cry and wee-wee in your diaper, which is actually a thing that babies do. And also something I do not do, because I'm the alpha. Also, the stakes are super high because Ashira's pregnant now. And also, Elon gets a potion from his mom that lets him steal a stealer, because he's trying to steal Ashira for some fucking reason. So he gives her this curse that brainwashes her and causes her to lose her memories. The next episode, which is 10 seconds later, we're cutting to Aiden saving Ashira. Apparently, he killed Elon, the largest antagonist of this story, off screen, which is so wild because they spend like a half an hour hyping up how conniving and evil this Elon guy was. And he's kidnapped Ashira, and he's poisoning her, and then he's gone, never to show up again. So now Ashira thinks that Elon is the father of her child, and she doesn't recognize Aiden. So Aiden, the cool-headed leader that he is, and being fully aware of Ashira's condition, decides to reason with her.
How dare you come into my room?
My pack, I make the rules around it.
You are heartless.
You know nothing.
Don't you ever forget that.
Stop being brainwashed. Don't you know you're not supposed to do that? I didn't tell you could do that. And the alpha Lucy has to come in and be like, dude, you're escalating things right now. And also, forgot to mention this one. When did Ashira get to a third trimester pregnancy? Is she going to give birth to Antichrist? Is that what's going on here? Eventually, things cool down a bit, and Ashira and Aiden are in the backyard. And out of nowhere comes the Alpha King.
Alpha Aiden, the Prime Pack. This is your king. No need to worry. I came to help.
He's the king of all of the packs, and he just kind of shows up unprompted. Looking for me, the king of all the packs? Did somebody say Alpha King? He's like the king of England popping into someone's backyard. Where the fuck did he come from? He's also kind of like a genie because he says he can remove Ashira's curse, but their baby is not going to have like wolf powers. But Aiden ultimately decides to follow through with the ceremony. Dude, Alpha King does not give a single shit. But now everything is good. Ashira is cured, and now they have to decide on a name for their baby. Of course, as the Alpha, Aiden gets to decide on this name.
Should name him Quillian.
Quillian? Quillian? Where the fuck did that come from? As far as I know, this is just a random name. I think he just likes the way it sounds, or he just made it up on the spot. It sounds like a name that
Why
you
did that
can
be
make up on the
brown?
spot. But she gives birth to Quillian, everything is all in good, and there's a party at the end where Beta Nick is dancing like this.
Yeah, he really went all out. Yeah, and how's your hunt going?
And I'm about 95% sure that this is one of the final things for film shoot. Because that is the behavior of an actor that has totally checked out of their character. Either way, that was Call Me Alpha. Now, I told you guys at the beginning of this video that there was a very specific way that I found this movie. So finally, I get to reveal to you how I did it. Ashira, would you come in here?
When Hardee's wraps eggs, cheese, hash browns, and all the best parts of breakfast in a warm tortilla,
This is my friend Mia, who also
All right.
happens to be the actress that plays
I'm done.
Ashira in
Bye.
Call Me Alpha.